I mean, I don't know a better way to say it. There was not one piece of it that was enjoyable. I mean, we from the first the first snap of the game, we're about a second away from probably hitting a touchdown. As long as we can throw and catch, it's a touchdown. We had CJ going up the seam. We moved their coverage over with our formation. We motioned Kenny out, drawed the corner out over it, and now we've got a linebacker matched up on CJ up the seam. And we get a blitz from the left side, a four-man rush. It should have been picked up, and we have our head down, don't see it, and he gets sacked. And, that's how things can go where, if we have another second and a half to throw that ball and CJ catches it and scores from 70, we feel different about everything. And but that was our night. We were one block away, one step away, one catch away, just a multitude of things. And it was, a lot of fingers have been pointed at Jay, our quarterback. And I'm just like, I told him, I said, don't read that because those people don't know anything.
Yeah, if you're not at practice, well, that's a whole other issue we can talk about in the next segment. But I just wanted to say, having said all of that about the first half, it's probably one of the worst half of footballs that we've seen from a multitude of things. Having said all of that, with 9 or 8 minutes to go in the third quarter, we've got the ball down 6.
Yeah.
I mean, that ought to say all you need to know. I mean, the defense did their job, but we're still right there to win a football game.
We are, and the defense, gave up 6 early on, where we should have been able to pick that ball. If we just execute what we're supposed to do, that ball's not open. We got off of our line too much and gave them too much space, and the kid made a play. But even so, we're a second away from going into halftime down 6-0, and we haven't done anything right offensively the entire night. The defense they had 50 offensive snaps in the first half. And part of that is them getting some conversions on third down, but a lot of it was us not getting any third down conversions and giving them the ball right back. And so we put our defense in a very precarious situation where eventually, I don't care what kind of football shape you're in, you can't play that many snaps and be really good.
Yeah, and boy, I lost it a couple times. I lost it. I really lost it. Please tell me I'm wrong. I could have swore they got 4 timeouts in the first half.
They didn't.
They didn't. Okay, well, good.
They had it on the board as.
Well, I know what the board said.
But the referee showed me his card, and they had it marked every time the timeout was taken. So, I mean, I haven't taken the time to go back and look because at that point it doesn't
matter anymore.
But I've had that crew many times before, and they're a good crew. And he said, Coach, we had it marked. He said, I should have come over to you and let you know that, we had 1 and 1 and all this stuff, which they didn't do, which is, fine. But he assured me that.
Well, I could have missed one. I try to keep up with that because the board is the board. That's not always right. I try to keep up with that, and I must have marked one that they didn't get. But
we all thought it was right on the board, and so we were all like, what? That's a 15-yard penalty and all the things, and it wasn't.
Well, but, again, how do you say the defense? I mean, I really came out of there, until that interception was thrown in the third quarter, man, they were playing toe for toe, just like, you get the best player back in I think at the end of the day, he's probably the best player in the district. 8 catches in the first half. What do you end up with? 11 catches in the game, a touchdown, and 100-something yards. I mean, that guy's pretty good.
Which one?
Morton.
Yeah. I told you.
Well, I already knew.
I got to watch it a front row seat for 2 years, and he is really, really good. And the thing is we never put any pressure on him, offensively, to get them out of their comfort zone. And he makes a big difference in their scheme, just like he did for us last year. So nothing that he did is a surprise. I just wish he'd have waited till 1 more week to really get fully healthy, but that's not how it worked out. But the biggest deal for us is we offensively, for sure, we have to flush it and remount and reload and go back to work because there was not anything really I wanted to take out of that game and say that was a positive because there really wasn't a whole lot there.
No doubt. I just want to give a little bit of credit on some sides. And, again, Sam Smith is well overwhelmed on this deal. Man, that kid freaking battled. He gave you everything he had. And, again, I don't know if this kid played well, but I called his name a lot. Phillips seemed to be in a lot of good positions, making a lot of plays on Friday night.
He has probably been one of the bigger surprises for me Obviously, I spend a lot more time on the offensive end, but his play over the last 3 weeks has been really, really good. And honestly, didn't know where he would kind of fit in going into the season, and he's just kept battling and fighting and working really hard. And the coaches have developed a trust in him because he's gone out and make plays. And he was the one that made that big hit over there on the sideline on the option against, I think it was Little Rock, but I mean, it was real early and they ran a little option, looked like it had a little play working, and he smashed it. He's done some really, really good things. A quiet kid, but he plays hard.
Yeah, I can only do the names I called it,
Yeah.
and him throughout the ball game. And again, what do you say about Davis, man? Especially in the first half, before we kind of wore down in the second half, he was everywhere, sideline to sideline in the first half.
No, the defense played well enough to give us a chance to win, and that's a good thing because they didn't let our inconsistency or poor play on offense really affect them in a negative way in the sense of losing focus. They played hard and they were in position to give us chances, and that's what teams do. We just didn't carry our end of the bargain on the offensive side, and it was frustrating. It was disappointing because I didn't anticipate that, and as a coach, you feel like you have a pretty good pulse on things, and you study your opponents all week long. You feel like you have a good idea on what's fixing to happen, and that was not in the cards that I had seen.
Yeah, I said going down there when we were doing the pregame show down there after you left us, I said, I just feel like we're going to score 30, and I think we're going to need 30 because I think their offense is going to be really good, and we're going to struggle to stop them. But I do think we're going to score 30 after what I've seen on film. And, boy, out of everything I've seen, I just, as I'm sure it did you, just kind of blindsided you.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a very uncomfortable situation to be when you're looking at it and thinking, what is going on? And you don't have a great answer because, we had some things that we had put in for the week to give us an advantage. And I don't know if that confused our guys, made them hesitant, play slow, whatever. We got early on, I had to burn a timeout because they were starting the play clock real early. And so some of that stuff gets a little wordy, and I don't know if they were struggling getting the signs and getting it communicated, but it put us where we were trying to rush to beat the play clock, and so it just, I don't know, it just kind of put them in a frazzle, and we didn't rebound from it very well, and we just didn't execute well enough in any facet to overcome it. I mean, we'd have a good play or a 3 or 4 yard play, which for me, that's a good play. That's a productive, efficient play because if you do 4 yards times 3, that's first down. But we'd follow up a 4 yard play with a -7. And I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, I would look up, and it would be 2nd or 3rd and 15 all the time, and some of it would be a lost play. But, boy, it just seemed like more than not, and I didn't do a penalty count, but it just seemed like every other play offensively, there was some kind of flag thrown.
We had a few of those too. I mean, but
I'm not saying we didn't make the fouls or the penalties. I'm just saying that there was a flag, a bunch. I didn't do a count, but boy, and they all seemed to come when we had the football. That's all I was getting at. But,
yeah,
a lot of them.
We didn't do a lot to help ourselves. And that was, like I said, that was the biggest frustration of all because we're a much better product than what we put on the field. And we played better in every game we've played. And I'm not taking anything away from their defense. I thought their defense played really well. I knew that the nose and that the right end were going to be tough, up front, and we were going to have to do a good job of moving them. I knew 31 was going to make plays from his linebacker spot, but I think their other guys played really well, and we just didn't match the intensity. We didn't match the execution, and that's the bottom line. And if you don't do that, then you're going to struggle, and we did, and so that's our job to go fix it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people go back to that first down and goal to go after we got that. Boy, obviously one thing here or the pass right there on 3rd or 2nd down, you get a touchdown there, obviously the game could change. Boy, that was a really big sequence right there. I mean, It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out.
And we score there, we kick the extra point, we're up.
Right.
There were several opportunities to change the momentum and just make yourself feel better so that you can kind of take a big, deep breath and go play. And we never took advantage of that.
Got that settle down moment.
No, we never did. And that was probably the most disappointing one was, we get a gift, over on the 5 and our first snap, we mishandled the snap, and we were rushing to get around. That was one of those things that we'd put in. We really thought would be a good play, and we couldn't have executed it any worse, And it looked a lot better in practice. I promise you this. If it looks like that in practice, then we cut it.
Right.
And so it was just, I'm telling you, I don't have a good answer because there was nothing I could say, hey, that was good. We ran our little GT play where we flip it up, to the front guy, and we lose 7 yards because we don't block back. And we've run that play. We've scored on that play 4 times this year.
But that was one of the big ones at Longview.
Yeah. And I mean, we just don't go back and, block back. We let the defensive end split it and go make a tackle for 7-yard loss. And if we get him blocked and the ball gets out, we've got the edge sealed. So, that was the story of our night. We'd do something right here and it'd be bad here. And we'd do something good here. I said it in the newspaper. I told them, I said it was like those cartoons where, the dam's leaking and they plugs one hole and then another one opens over here. And I just felt like we were plugging holes all day and night, and it made for a long offensive game.
Boy, it sure did. But I'm telling you, when Waters busted that ball in the third quarter and we got that quick 3 and out, I was like, I was riding a high horse, Father.
Yeah.
I was talking a little smack.
I'm sure. I mean, it made you feel good for a moment, and then we found a way to not let that continue.
No, that interception, because even on that play, and again, JV was under a little duress. There's no question about it, but Coleman had him beat. Like, if that's out in front of him, that's a big play.
Yeah, but the route was supposed to come across, and he kept gaining depth where he let the DB undercut him, and so the deal is it's Y cross. You're gonna stair step that thing and then burst it away, flatten away from the defender, so that you can create separation. And he just kept drifting, and he let the defender come underneath him and pick the ball off. And we ran it earlier in the game and caught it, but on this one we weren't as sharp on the route, and he kind of put it out there to give him a chance, but we didn't help him, and. Everybody sees, we threw a pick. That's a terrible ball, blah, blah, blah. We don't see the fact that we let the guy come and hit the quarterback down low so he doesn't get as much juice on it, or that the receiver doesn't flatten out away from it and create some separation so it makes it a better target. They just see bits and pieces.
Well, no, I saw him get hit. I knew he was under duress, but obviously I didn't know what the route was, so you're right. But if I didn't know it, I know some of these sidearm quarterbacks that are
there's a lot of them.
Message board bandits is what I like to call them. They think they know everything. So, again, if I didn't know that route was too deep, I'm pretty sure those same people don't know that either.
Yeah. No, I mean, it is the nature of the game, but it's disappointing when a kid has to deal with those things because it's not reality.
Well, I got to ask about my boy. I mean, I thought we may have to call the stretcher out for him. Boy, they hit Barraza. If that didn't garner any kind of ejection, that was malicious. It was a good 3 seconds early, and then we get the same 15 yards that we get blocked into their punter, and they get the same 15 yards we got on the same play. That just doesn't seem fair to me.
It doesn't seem fair, but I'll say this. I did talk to the official about that at halftime because that was my question. I'm like, we talk about player safety and all the stuff, but the difference between high school and college is in college they can call it with knowing that the ball that it's going to be reviewed, and so they err on the side of caution on ejecting a kid because of targeting on something that they maybe only get to see for a split second. Now that one is to me a little more clear, but at the same time you don't get to run it back, you don't get to see it. It was for sure helmet to helmet or this that. And I can't argue with them. From a standpoint of, I wouldn't want to eject a kid knowing that now he's sitting out the rest of this game and half of the next one, which, in high school every game that's 10% of your season.
Yeah.
And so they're pretty slow to eject for targeting for those reasons because they don't get to go back and watch it again.
I thought the hit on CJ in Longview was kind of dirty on that punt return, but boy, that one. I don't know the kid, and I'm not saying he meant to do it dirtily, but man. That was bad.
I didn't like it either. Obviously it cost us a good player for the rest of the game. But, I can see their point.
But my question, is he okay? How's he feeling?
He'll be all right.
Going to be up? Probably not going to play this week?
Probably not this week. But I'm not sure yet.
Well, that's good. That's one good kid you got right there.
He is.
He gets in there. So, boy, I just know we were all so excited. And I know you were too, obviously. But, boy, when you got back to practice or got the kids back there Saturday or today, how was it when everybody got back together?
I mean, Saturday, they're disappointed. And we all were. I had no thoughts that we weren't going to go and be successful. And, I think they felt the same way, and that's the way you want to feel. You want to feel confident in your team and your ability to go win games and be successful. And, they had a good week of work. It wasn't like we had 3 bad practices and we're saying, well, we're going to go give it our best. I felt like we'd prepared pretty well. And, there's games that happens. You look up on the board, and Tyler is a minute and 20 seconds away from beating Highland Park, and they scored 66 points against them. And get beat, by giving up a 4-play, 80-yard drive in 50 seconds and get beat. But they scored 66 points against the number 5 team in the state of Texas.
At their place.
And they scored 21 against us, and that was with a little, stutter move. So it's a crazy game sometimes.
Well, and I'm sure as they know, we look at the schedule, and I'm sure you emphasized this yesterday. We'll talk about this game in a moment, but there's no time to sit back and pout.
No.
We got to go this week.
No, they're all going to be important, but this one is even more important as a result of the result we had last week. It puts a little bit more onus on us to come back and play well.
Anybody else injury-wise? I know we had some pretty good S&W collisions out there Friday night.
No, I think we're pretty good. We're going to, rehab what we got to rehab and be ready to go. But I think for the most part, we're going to be good to go.
All right. Well, we are live here at South First Street Bar and Grill. Come in and see us. We got Monday Night Football, and we've got a very big game to Friday night in District 958. Our Panthers taking on Beaumont Westbrook. We'll break that down with our head coach and athletic director, Carl Apsek. That's coming up next. Don't go anywhere. We're live with our head coach and athletic director, Carl Apsek, right here on Lufkin Game Time.
You deserve to enjoy what fulfills you. And if joint pain is getting in the way, you deserve orthopedic care designed to help keep your life moving. For that, you can count on St. Luke's Health, right here in East Texas. Our experts treat a full range of bone, joint, and muscle conditions and use minimally invasive incision and muscle-sparing techniques to help you recover more quickly so you can enjoy what moves you. Learn more at stlukeshealth.org/ortho.
Hey Panther fans, Big Nasty here. Need a short-term loan to cover some unexpected bills or maybe a little extra cash? Give Texan Credit a call today. Loan process that is easy from start to finish, and you will get your money fast. Texan Credit has been helping Texas residents for over 10 years by offering multiple loan options with easy low payment. Located in Lufkin at 509 South Timberland Drive, or look Texan Credit up online, TexanCredit.com. Trust me, if they'll loan me money, they will loan you money. Texan Credit, they say yes.
Hey boss, do we sell to animals?
Stephanie, I'm busy watching the Lufkin Panthers. What do you mean, do we sell to animals?
You may want to come check this out.
Oh, it's Fang. Fang gets whatever he wants. Congratulations, Fang. Hi folks, JJ Webb here from JM Chevrolet, and you can get the Chevy you've always wanted right now at JM Chevrolet. Find your next vehicle at jmchevy.net.
When someone in your family needs emergency care, you want it fast. And now, with Woodland Heights Medical Center's newly expanded ER, it's even easier to get quick, convenient access to 24-hour emergency care. For treatment of broken bones, to care for life-threatening conditions, our dedicated team is ready. Visit ercarelufkin.com for more info.
This season, you can share a Coke with your team on it. So I'm going to tell you how with a little help from this quarterback.
Sally, 44!
You can share a Coke when your team's up.
Red Poncho!
You can share a Coke when your team's down.
Happy Jolly!
You can share a Coke with a coach, a mascot, or an MVP.
Chili, chili, chili!
You can even share a Coke with your rival on game day.
Turbo!
Or you can share a Coke when you're giving out your famous guacamole recipe in a completely packed stadium.
Cilantro, chopped onion, squeeze a lime, Roma tomato, hike!
Share a Coke with a fan this season.
Ice cold, delicious!
Share a Coke is back for the fall football season. We all know what comes with being a fan. The ups, the downs, and everything in between. Whether you've just won a big game and want to celebrate with fellow fans, or want to share a Coke with your best friend whose team just lost against their arch rival, Coca-Cola has something for you. Share a Coke with a teammate, rival, or best friend this season.
It's easy to spot a Texan. The sense of adventure, the unbreakable bond with friends and family. There's no other place in the world like it. At Cook Tire and Service, we know you have places to go and don't have time for car trouble or the patience for second-rate service. Cook Tire and Service offers a full array of services to make sure you get where you're going. With locations in Lufkin, Nacogdoches, and Livingston, there's always a Cook Tire right around the corner. So you choose your destination, we'll handle the journey.
Need to save money on insurance? Give Joe Hancock and his team a call. Since 1965, the Hancock family has been dedicated to serving Texas with personal and commercial insurance. With 60 years of experience in Lufkin, our friendly and knowledgeable team is ready to help protect you and your family's most valuable assets. We've got the expertise to assist you. Call today for your free no-obligation quote, 936-634-4451. Joe Hancock Agency, your trusted partner in insurance, proud sponsor of Lufkin Athletics. We back the pack.
Looking to earn extra cash? Got an old grill or bike taking up space? Bring it to CMC Recycling right here in Lufkin to turn your scrap metal into cash. CMC will recycle your metal, transforming it into new steel that will be later used in exciting new structures and products. CMC accepts a variety of metals, and the team is ready to assist you and ensure your experience is seamless. Open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Learn more at cmcrecycling.com.
When it comes to repairing your vehicle, you always have a choice. At S&W Expert Collision Repair, we set the standard for excellence with state-of-the-art equipment, leading-edge technology, and over 40 years of industry know-how.
They got us a new car. They got us a new car. They got us a new car.
No, this is your car. We just fixed it correctly.
Thank you so much for our new car.
No, this is your car.
S&W Expert Collision Repair. You just might think you got a new car.
Welcome back to South First Bar and Grill. Gary Ivins here, along with our head coach and athletic director, Carl Absack, as we are every Monday with the Carl Absack Coaches Show. And, Coach, boy, oh, boy, now Friday night is highly important because, you know, when you got to turn the page. There's no time to dwell on what happened Friday night. We got a good team coming in, an undefeated team, a state-ranked team. And, oh, by the way, there is going to be a week-long of distractions this week with homecoming.
Oh, we got homecoming, we got the end of the grading cycle, and we got a football game that we need to go out and play well in.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt about that. And with Beaumont coming in, again, off last week, I don't know, you know, right now they're probably saying that is a good time to have the off week. Maybe in a couple of weeks. It just depends. But right now, it's good for them to have a whole week to prepare for us.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I actually talked to their head coach today. I said, well, hopefully the way we played the other day scared y'all to death. You know, he's a good guy. He does a really good job with them. But no, it's a huge game. It's a huge game for us because, you know, I don't know that anybody's going to go undefeated. And so at the same point where we're disappointed about the outcome last week, you can't let one turn into two. And the other thing is as long as we go and take care of our business moving forward, then we're still going to be in the hunt to win a district championship.
Yeah, there's no doubt. We get a win Friday night. We're right back in that race. And you look at these Bruins. I went back look at last year's box score, and the score is, I think, 26-3 or whatever it was, but it's 13-0 there in the middle of the third quarter. And they were able to kind of control the clock. I mean, they had the ball the whole time. They ran the ball 44 times for 253 yards last year, and that's a lot of clock eating right there.
Well, that's a lot of clock eating. That's a lot of ball movement against that defense that Lufkin had last year. I mean, they were a tough team to run against, and so for them to have that kind of success tells you that they played pretty well and pretty efficiently on offense because running football against that front last year was not easy.
They were able to do it, and they got the quarterback that did a lot of that damage last year, 17 for 148 of those. He's back this year. Now, it seems so far now, I don't know if they play quite the caliber of competition that we have, but he's kind of throwing a little more than this year.
He is, and on film, he has been very much improved in that aspect of his game. I thought last year he was really a runner, an athlete playing quarterback. This year he looks more like a quarterback because he is throwing the ball with significantly greater accuracy. He's got good arm strength. Obviously, he can run. So he looks like a much more complete quarterback. He obviously was a sophomore last year, kind of thrust into that spot, and now he's a year older, a year more experienced, and it shows.
40 points per game, and I think they're averaging right at 400 yards a game. But again, it's more balanced than anything we saw last year.
No, they've got two really good receivers. Number 8, number 3 are kind of their leaders out there, and then they have a couple different running backs that are playing well. Have made some nice runs. They got a big old left tackle that's going to be a matchup, for Bogany to line up in front of. That's going to be important for us to win that battle. They've got some really good parts, and obviously the quarterback is kind of he's the engine that makes it go, and he's a really good football player. 7
passing touchdowns, 4 rushing touchdowns, and again, he's thrown for over 1,000 yards in their 4 ball games. So that's going to be one of the, outside of last week's barrier, he's probably statistically speaking anyway, one of the best we've seen so far.
Definitely yardage-wise.
What is he's a taller kid too, right? Kind of tough to bring down. Or a thicker kid,
I think he's a little more slender. I mean, he's about probably 6 foot, 6'1", about 180. But he's an explosive athlete, and he likes to run. He's not afraid of that. So, I mean, they do a lot of design runs for him where they're going to spread you out and try to create space with alignment and then hit him on the seams. And so we're going to have to do a good job.
Yeah, it was 6 or 7 years ago they were here, and they had some kids that ended up going to A&M, and I think that game was 66-64 something. They beat us, but it's not going to be like that. But they've got a lot of athletes, especially out wide in that quarterback.
Yeah, no, they're a scary offensive group. Much like we talked about with the Eagles last week. I mean, 2-0 are two of the better receivers we're going to face all year because, again, they've got the experience. They're obviously both very fast. But, they've got, between the two of them, they've played in, 40 ball games.
Yeah.
When we talked about things with our kids on Saturday, we have 5 kids on offense that have played more than 6 varsity football games.
Well, there's that.
So, 2 receivers that have played exactly 5 since middle school, and so that experience matters and it makes a difference. And 2-0 for Eagles last week. They played a lot of football. They're 3-2, a 4-year starter, or theoretically would have been a 4-year starter, and then the other one's going to end up being a 4-year starter as well. He's just a junior this year.
Well, when you flip over on defense, and again, last year I think they were kind of holding us in check because they kept the football. I don't know if that's what's going on this year, but they're only giving up 9 points a ball game. Again, Eisenhower, Lumberton, MacArthur, and Silsby. Not quite Longview, John Tyler, and Barbers Hill, but again, at the end of the day, they are keeping people out of the end zone.
They're 4-0. There's something to be said for that. I'd love to be 4-0 or 5-0 right now. But they've made several. They've gotten a lot of turnovers. Three of them they've taken back for touchdowns. Number 7, their Mike linebacker is a tackling machine. So we're going to have to do a really good job on him because if he's making tackles, then we're not doing a really good job. They're going to play a 4-down front. And so, it'll be good for us because we do see that on a daily basis in practice. But, I think they're 4-down linemen. They've got 2 guys inside that are bigger, heavier bodies, and then 2 ends that are a little bit more active. They, get up the field a little bit and stuff. But the key to them is we'll be able to spread them out and remove some people from the box theoretically with alignments. And then we got to take care of the 4-down and the mic to get our running backs going.
What'll be we hit the struggles offensively last week at nauseum, so I don't want to bring that up again. But what are 1 or 2 things that we offensively Friday night we've got to do better than we did, last week?
Well, we got to establish the run game, and that means we're going to have to come off the ball and move people, which we didn't do last week at all. And so we're going to have to match up front, work our combos the way they're supposed to be blocked, and get to the guys that we need to block. Like I said, number 7 is going to be in the scheme to be blocked every time.
We got to know where he is.
We do need to know where he's at, yes, because he will make the tackle if we do not.
Well,
but we'll spread them out, with the other guys to give some space so we can look at, getting some of the quick throws out. And it also takes those two outside linebackers out of the box a little bit so we can lighten the box. And then, again, it's going to put a lot of onus on our defensive line or our offensive line to get movement.
Got to move some people, as you said. And, boy, with the bye week coming up next week, it really makes this game big. With an off week, I don't know. I think it just puts even more importance on this ball game because you got to get some momentum going in there with the 4 games coming up after the bye week.
Right. No, I mean, there's no question. It's way better always to go into your bye week with a win. You feel better about yourself, and then you spend, that bye week working on some of the fundamentals and the things that you have struggled with over the last, 3 weeks or whatever, 4 weeks, and work on improving yourself. But it's a lot easier, a lot better to do that when you're coming off of a successful game than a poor game, And for us, it's even more important because we need to get back on track after playing, the game last week didn't go our way, and we got to get them back on track.
This week, the kids got a lot of things going on. How do you manage all that and keep them grilled in or locked in? I'm sure with the amount of seniors that you have coming in or first-year players but still seniors, they know, forget homecoming, we can party after the game. This game is paramount Friday night.
It is. We're going to do the same things we've done every week. We're going to meet them in the mornings and talk about things that we need to improve on, watch the film from practice. So we're going to talk about the install for the day, and then we're going to go out and practice. We push practice back so that they have opportunities after school to go and get some extra help in class if they need it. And so that part of their day is a little less stressful because now they've got an extra 35 minutes or 40 minutes to go see a teacher that they need help with, and then they can come out and practice and they can put all that other stuff aside and really focus on football for 2 hours. And so, at the end of the day, they're, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18-year-old kids, and so they're going to want to have fun, and I want them to have fun too. And so the homecoming thing is important, and so they can do that and enjoy that piece of it. But at the end of the day, they're not going to be real happy if we don't go play well. So I think that part of it's easy because I know they want to go out and play well.
Yep, no doubt about that. The other scores from the district, Port Arthur, obviously no problem there. What about Baytown going on and beating Galveston Ball? A little bit of a shock, not a shocker, but a little bit of surprise.
I would say people would have said that was a surprise because they wouldn't have picked them. But the guy that's the new head coach there, I think is a really good, high-quality coach, and I think he's doing some really good things with the team. I've said for 3-4 years that I was down in Barbers Hill that Sterling had, really good, talented kids if you could get them going in the right direction, and I think he's doing some good things to do that. And so, for them to go out and get a win like that, I think that's big for him and his team and his program. And again, it adds to the conversation that the district is probably more competitive than it was last year.
Well, for the second straight week, I'm pretty sure most would say we got the biggest game in the district. Barbers Hill going to Baytown, Sterling, Galveston Ball going to Pam, and, of course, we got Westbrook. And then next week on our bye week, there'll be another big one as Barbers Hill plays Port Arthur Memorial. So it's obviously going to be big every week in 9-5A play.
There is. There's going to be a big game in terms of determining the finish. There's going to be one of those almost every week.
Well, you're looking forward to Friday night, I'm sure.
I'm ready to get the taste out.
What do we got to get done this week? I know you got, 3 more days of practice left. What'll be some focus points here as we gear up?
Just the little things that, that we struggle with, but obviously, we're doing some things that we think will help benefit our kids in terms of execution. And so really it's just polishing that up, kind of get the kinks worked out of those things so that they're comfortable and confident going into Friday because, confidence is important. I think as long as they feel good about what we've got going on, they're going to go play better.
All right, Coach. Well, I'll let you get over there and get some of those wings and pizza that we got going on with the specials tonight. And sure do appreciate the time. And let's get ready for Friday. I know you are.
I'm ready.
I know you are, Coach. Appreciate the time, partner. And we'll obviously be talking that to you throughout the week.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
That is our head coach and athletic director, Carl Epsek. And that wraps up our Carl Epsek Coaching Show this week. We're live here at South First Bar and Grill. Don't go anywhere. We'll bring Captain Sideliner up here and tell you what's going on for homecoming week this week. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back to wrap up next right here at South First Street Bar and Grill on Lufkin Game Time.
Commercial Bank of Texas has been your community bank since 1901, and our dedication to the people we serve is as important today as it was then. Today, CBTX brings you the latest technology backed by personal customer service and #sealed with a smile. At Commercial Bank of Texas, banking is our business, but helping people succeed is our passion. It's time you experienced banking Texas style. Stop by or give us a call today. You'll be glad you did.
East Texans know when it comes to trucks and SUVs, there's only one name, Wright GMC in Lufkin. The hometown dealer with small town values and big time savings. Save more, get more, with limited time deals and the best trade-in values in East Texas. Wright GMC in Lufkin. We do business the right way at rightdeal.com.
For the first day of school, for the last day of work, for the satisfaction of a job well done, for the ideas that change the world, for good times, for not so good times, for her future and hers and his, for serving our customers and connecting communities. We're here with you for good. Austin Bank, with you for good.
East Texas Slab Masters is one of East Texas' most trusted foundation specialists. With over 25 years experience, they can assess and address any of your foundation needs, residential or commercial. Top 4 warning signs: doors not shutting properly, cracks in sheetrock, cracks in concrete slab floors, cracks in brick. We also offer polymers, a heavy-duty polyurethane foam for slab lifting and soil stabilization. Protect your investment. East Texas Slab Masters, setting your house on a strong foundation. Schedule your free estimate today.
You're listening to Lufkin Panther Sports, brought to you by Morgan Insurance Agency, your hometown team for all things insurance. Whether it's personal coverage for your home, auto, or life or commercial protection for your business, they've got you covered. Morgan Insurance Agency proudly partners with Liberty Mutual, a big game player in both personal and commercial insurance, to bring you policy options that fit your needs and your budget. When it comes to protecting what matters most, don't wait until the final whistle. Call Morgan Insurance Agency today and let them put together a winning game plan for you. 936-634-7755. Or visit them online at morganins.com. That's morganins.com.
You deserve to enjoy what fulfills you. And if joint pain is getting in the way, you deserve orthopedic care designed to help keep your life moving. For that, you can count on St. Luke's Health, right here in East Texas. Our experts treat a full range of bone, joint, and muscle conditions and use minimally invasive incision and muscle-sparing techniques to help you recover more quickly so you can enjoy what moves you. Learn more at stlukeshealth.org/ortho.
Hey, Panther fans, Big Nasty here. Need a short-term loan to cover some unexpected bills or maybe a little extra cash? Give Texan Credit a call today. Loan process that is easy from start to finish, and you will get your money fast. Texan Credit has been helping Texas residents for over 10 years by offering multiple loan options with easy low payment. Located in Lufkin at 509 South Timberland Drive, or look Texan Credit up online, TexanCredit.com. Trust me, if they'll loan me money, they will loan you money. Texan Credit, they say yes.
Hey boss, do we sell to animals?
Stephanie, I'm busy watching the Lufkin Panthers. What do you mean, do we sell to animals?
You may want to come check this out.
Oh, it's Fang. Fang gets whatever he wants. Congratulations, Fang. Hi folks, JJ Webb here from JM Chevrolet, and you can get the Chevy you've always wanted right now at JM Chevrolet. Find your next vehicle at jmchevy.net.
When someone in your family needs emergency care, you want it fast. And now, with Woodland Heights Medical Center's newly expanded ER, it's even easier to get quick, convenient access to 24-hour emergency care. For treatment of broken bones, to care for life-threatening conditions, our dedicated team is ready. Visit ercarelufkin.com for more info.
This season, you can share a Coke with your team on it. So I'm going to tell you how with a little help from this quarterback.
Selling 44.
You can share a Coke when your team's up.
Red Poncho.
You can share a Coke when your team's down.
Happy Jolly.
You can share a Coke with a coach, a mascot, or an MVP.
Chili, chili, chili.
You can even share a Coke with your rival on game day.
Turbo.
Or you can share a Coke when you're giving out your famous guacamole recipe in a completely packed stadium.
Cilantro, chopped onion, squeeze a lime, Roma tomato, hike.
Share a Coke with a fan this season.
Ice cold, delicious.
Share a Coke is back for the fall football season. We all know what comes with being a fan. The ups, the downs, and everything in between. Whether you've just won a big game and want to celebrate with fellow fans, or want to share a Coke with your best friend whose team just lost against their arch rival, Coca-Cola has something for you. Share a Coke with a teammate, rival, or best friend this season.
It's easy to spot a Texan. The sense of adventure, the unbreakable bond with friends and family. There's no other place in the world like it. At Cook Tire and Service, we know you have places to go and don't have time for car trouble or the patience for second-rate service. Cook Tire and Service offers a full array of services to make sure you get where you're going. With locations in Lufkin, Nacogdoches, and Livingston, there's always a Cook Tire right around the corner. So you choose your destination, we'll handle the journey.
Well, welcome back as we're live here at South First Street Bar and Grill as we get ready to wrap up tonight's Carl Apsay Coaches Show. As we always do, we bring on the El Presidente of our Sideliners, Booster Club for Lufkin Panther Sports. And Jalen, it is homecoming week, so I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of special activities going on all week this week, especially come Friday night.
Yeah, it's going to be a big week. From what I've seen so far, they're going to have a pep rally Thursday night, and then Friday we'll kick the ball off. We'll definitely have our tailgate this week, probably the biggest one we have so far this season, probably the biggest one of the season with it being homecoming and everybody coming home. So if you get a chance to get out to the stadium early and make sure to fill the stadium and come out of the tailgate. And the Sideliners, with the help of a Lufkin Cheer, we'll be giving out boom boom sticks this week, try to fire the crowd up a little bit. And
boom boom sticks?
Yeah.
I got to give me some boom boom sticks.
We're going to make sure to get nasty a pair of boom boom sticks for sure. But, we got to fire the crowd up. These kids need us behind them no matter what. It's an early season. We got a lot of football left to play, so can't turn your backs on them.
Oh, would never do that. You ain't got to worry about that. What's on the menu this Friday? What will you and Spoon be over there gnawing on for about an hour before the game?
So they haven't gave us the menu yet. We sent our text message last night to go ahead and get the menu, but we will have a graphic posted to Facebook from the Sideliners page. There will be plenty of food, and me and Spoon will for sure be over there getting us a bite to eat before we head into the Aid.
Well, I saw y'all did a lot of great work with that big Panther this week down at Barbers Hill, so you earned it.
That might be our record-breaking time of how fast we were in and out.
Well, that's good. Luckily for me, I got to ride home with you guys Friday night, and this is a rhetorical question, but how was the ride home?
It was a pretty quiet ride home. We tried to stop and eat multiple places. We ended up at Taco Bell, and you got to witness Spoon's famous Taco Bell order. Just
to let our man Chris Johnson know, we did go to Whataburger in Livingston first, but there was 4 school buses there, so we were like, no.
Yeah, we definitely tried to get in the Whataburger. That was the main goal, make it to Livingston to get the Whataburger, and we roll in the Whataburger, and there was 4 charter buses actually there, and people standing out the door. So. Yeah. You know how that is traveling, but the good thing about it, before we get on the road, I did have me an avocado bacon burger from Whataburger, and it was my first time having it. It was delicious.
Well, now I know we got our boy up in New Jersey's listening. He got a big interview tomorrow. Let's give him a little shout out tonight.
Our guy Peace Dog, got to give him a big shout out. He's the dying breath behind the Lufkin Panthers all the way in New Jersey.
Well, we sure wish you the best of luck tomorrow, buddy. Keep tuning us in, and hopefully these boys will come together Friday night and get us a big win and back into that District 9 5A race.
It's just getting started, man. It's the fun parts here. You know, you get tested last week, and it's all about how you come back from it. We got a lot of football left to play, like we said earlier, and, you know, the sky's the ceiling for this group.
I completely agree, and you know what they say, what Berman say, it's circle the wagon time, and I got a feeling them wagons getting circled as we speak.
Oh yeah, we know our coaches are doing a great job to get them prepared, you know, keep the momentum going, and you know, go get a big Panther win on Friday night, homecoming at home against a good Beaumont Westbrook team.
No doubt about that. Well, we will also be live on Wednesday, live from the Pines at 7 o'clock. We'll break down the Barbers Hill game, look ahead to what Beaumont Westbrook's bringing in, and I'm telling you, they're bringing in a quarterback that's dual threat, and he is pretty good. Tam Anderson can move it, so we'll break that down, talk some college football, and of course we'll replay that for you on Friday, leading up to Coach Apsek's Coaches Show, CMC Recycling Coaches Show Friday as well. So a lot of good things. We'll keep everybody up to date on what's going on with the Pack.
Thank you for having me again, Gary. We appreciate you.
All right, buddy. That'll do it here on a Coaches Monday night, live Mondays with our head coach Carl Apsek live at South First Street Bar and Grill. We'll be back next Friday and hopefully breaking down a big win.
Yes, sir. That's the plan.
You guys have a great week. Our next broadcast, no volleyball on Tuesday. We will see you live from the Pines on Wednesday, and then, of course, live from A. Martin Stadium Friday starting at 4:30. Thank you all for tuning in. And, of course, special thanks to our head coach and athletic director, Carl Apsek, for showing us here, and all of the staff at South First Street Bar and Grill. You guys have a great week. We'll see you Friday at the Abe. I'm Gary Ivins Jr. for Lufkin Game Time.
He already texted me, bro. He's fired up.